On the last episode we reassembled the block. On today's episode we rebuild the head.
Alright, well, now since this is all Alright, well that was pretty difficult by myself, but we got the first valve out, and this is why I'm taking everything out to clean it, because this is disgusting. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to go about getting all these out and keeping track of them. Because I also have to keep track of the valve springs, the retainer, or the seat? No, what is this? Oh, bucket. No. Yeah, but valve springs, retainers, and then the little shims. I have to keep a way to keep track of all of these, but still clean them. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I may call my dad to have him help me hold the head as I press it down. But yeah. So I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna try to figure out how to label everything and still put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Because the pistons came out looking hella good. So I want to do that with the valves and the cams and all of the brackets. So I'm gonna figure this out. Alright, well, I don't know what else to try, so I'm gonna try to put them in this and then put it in an ultrasonic cleaner and see if it cleans it all. If not, I'm gonna have to find something else. But we'll get it. I don't want to get some good before and after pictures. Alrighty, well, it is currently 12 o'clock at night, and I've got half of the valve train clean. So as you guys can see, there's definitely a hell of a difference. Once this one's finished, there's one more in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'll put this one on a white cloth and you can see the difference. But daggum, bro. There's definitely quite a bit of a difference. So that's almost done. I'm just having to be patient because I can't put more than one valve at a time in there if I don't mix it all up. At least that's how I'm finding it, friend. I don't mix anything up and I don't mess stuff up. So I'm just doing one whole valve and valve spring and everything at once. So I'm halfway there. Got to do this whole side. Clean the head studs. So now I'm moving on to cleaning the head itself. So I got the spark plugs out. I'm gonna sit here and get these valve seals out of all of here. And then I'm gonna put the head in this bucket, and I got some parts cleaner. I'm just gonna pour on it, let it sit overnight, and then flip it around because I don't know how much I have. So we'll see. I might have to mix a couple different kinds of things in here. But for now, I'm gonna get some needle nose pliers and get all these valve stem seals out. And then we're gonna put the head in here and probably call it a night for tonight. because I just got a lot more time in the ultrasonic cleaner with these. So let's get to it.
Hoje você fode com a tropa da Chucabel. E melhor que
Alright, well, I got all the valve stems out. That was way more of a pain in the ass than I thought it should be. And then there are these trays, I guess you'd call them, sitting below where the springs went. So now I'm gonna take this head, I'm gonna plop it in here. Here's this stuff. And this, because I got the head in here. So let's see how this goes. Alright, we are back at it again. This is the next day now. I've got the head sitting in this cold parts cleaner. So I'm going to pull it out, set it on there, and pressure wash it off. Clean out the oil pan and the baffle. I'm going to have to actually give it a real scrub, but let's pull the head out and see how it looks. Well, first thoughts, some of it is cleaner, for sure. There's a lot of gunk on it. But, I mean, in some parts it cleaned up pretty good, like right there. So I'm sure with a pressure wash real quick, this doesn't look terrible. I mean, it cleaned it up pretty good. I mean, way better than it was. So I'm gonna set it back in the cleaner, let it sit for another hour, and we'll come back at it again, scrub it up this time, get in the valves, or get the valve seats all cleaned up, get in the runners, just clean everything up. So back into the mixture it goes. Well, we got the head soaking again and the oil pan in the parts degreaser. So we'll see if that does any good. But before I start cleaning the second half of the valve train, there's quite a difference. Like, quite a bit of a difference. This whole side, the exhaust side, I have only put in the ultrasonic cleaner and wiped off once I got it out. No scrubbing, no nothing. And this is what it looks like. Like, it looks nearly brand new. Besides the valves, I still gotta clean them off, but I did that to one of them and they look decent. So I got a lot of work just in the valves and a lot more work again cleaning all this up, but what a difference, man. I like it. I'm excited. Alrighty, well, I got the head out of its chemical bath. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here and clean up all this stuff, get it all out. And then I'm gonna deck the surface. I'm gonna clean all this junk out. Like, all that's nasty. And then I'm gonna go in the runners on both sides and clean it all out. On both sides. And then this is all clean enough. So I'll just leave all of it. That way I don't mess up any of these surfaces. I just take a green Scotch Rite pad to this ceiling surface. Clean it up. So enjoy a time lapse of me clearing all the runners and cleaning everything up. So, because after I clean up all the runners, I'm going to take the valve lapping tool I have and the valve lapping compound and sit there, and it'll basically recondition the seats, because you can see all of them kind of have some pitting. So it'll be nice to clean them up, get a new seal, and have it all be looking way better. So enjoy the time lapse. I'm gonna get to it. And also, while I'm doing that, I'm gonna be giving this whole side of the valve train a bath in the ultrasonic cleaner. So let's get to it. Alrighty, well, I have gotten the intakes. It looks bad, but I was roughing up the intake for it kind of makes everything mix better. At least that's the theory I'm going with. We'll see if it works or not. But we got the intakes all roughed up. And then we started taking the valves and started cleaning and lapping them. So you can see these ones I've already lapped. It's pretty hard to tell. That one I lapped, this one I haven't yet. So that's the difference before, after. And I did one of the intake side. Alrighty, well, we're on like day 3 or 4 now of working on the valve train, cleaning it all up. The ports don't look the best, but it is what it is. It's my first time ever doing it. So now I'm going through and cleaning the rest of the, what would that be, the intake side. So I've got these ones clean, or these two clean. So as I'm waiting for these to go through the ultrasonic cleaner, I'm sitting here cleaning off the top of the valves in the bottom. This is what they look like, not cleaned. So this is just taking me a long time because I'm sitting here with this, having to very gently and gingerly clean these off, not mess them up. So I'm gonna keep going on it, keep on putting this stuff through the ultrasonic cleaner till it's all clean, and then I will deck this and we'll start assembling it all back together. So let's get to it. Alright guys, well I figured I'd show you on the last valve I got to clean on the exhaust side. But the buildup that is stuck to these, that is like harder than steel to even get off, is a pain in the ass. But watch how difficult it is to get this stuff off, okay? This is like, I think it's like 220 or something. Barely anything has even came off. Look at that. This is what is taking so long. All the exhaust valves had that buildup of shit on them. Luckily, the intake valves don't have as much. And just with a little scuff of this green Scotch Rite pad, they look pretty decent. So this is taking a lot longer than I expected, but the results are coming out way better than I expected, and I'm beyond happy with it. And I know the whole engine is going to be good when I get it all back together. So just got to keep on working at it. I mean, last night too, the rotor thingy jumped and bit me, and it took a good old chunk out of me. But I'm excited. I cannot wait to finally have that car back. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Alright, but back onto it. Alright, got these three left. Here's a reference of where it's starting at. Talk about this one. See the pitting and everything. So we're gonna lap this one. I'm gonna do it on video so you guys can see the process. But here's the back of it too. So I'm gonna put you guys up and you guys can watch and see how long and what it takes to do this. Come on. So we got our valve compound. What I found so far, you just put a little bit on the back. Alright, well that was sloppy, but come on, a little bit better. I mean, not all the pitting is out, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it all out just with sitting here grinding it by hand. But it's a start. First time I've ever done this. I'm trying to learn, so I got a lot more work to do, so I'm just going to keep on doing it, and I'll pick you guys up once I'm all done. Let's get to it. Alright, guys. Well, it's about to be the new year, and I can't figure out a better way to bring in the new year. So I got the valves all lapped and set in a little bit better. So tomorrow I'm going to start putting the valve train back in, slap the cams back in, and get this thing all ready to put back together. So I'm definitely excited about that. I'm a little tired. Stayed up pretty late the previous morning, cleaning all this stuff and lapping valves and porting. So everything's all clean though. I mean, oil pumps all cleaned up. All the bolts that I could find and think of were all cleaned up. So the engine's gonna be ready to stick everything back together tomorrow and just start reassembling. I got all brand new gaskets over here, brand new water pump. So, and the head gasket too, which is important, but I just got an OEM replacement gasket kit, so we will pick up tomorrow when we start assembling. Alright, well today, the engine's getting ready to be put back together, and I am powder coating the valve covers. So this is stage one, second one's in there. And then I'm going to powder coat this bracket black. But while these are cooking and these are getting going, I'm going to start putting the rest of the block back together. So like putting the oil pan on, the oil pump in, and all that. So I'm going to start by taking the baggie off. And then get going, getting this shit put back together. So I'm gonna clean that the rest of the way off, lay everything out there too, like all the... Alright, so I'm gonna hop back on the block and getting everything put back onto it. I got all my gaskets laid out here, all the stuff laid out there, so there's nothing to it but to get to it. So I'm gonna set you guys up on a time lapse and enjoy the time lapse. Alrighty guys, well, look at this. So this is how the white came out looking. Like, it looks pretty damn good. And I'm really satisfied with it. So while this one's cooling, I can spray it black and then wipe off the numbers. Let's check on this one that's in the oven. Oh yeah. I'm gonna let it go for a little bit longer. But that is what they're both gonna look like. So I'm excited. Once this cools down, I'll show you guys. Yeah, still a little hot. I'll show you guys what I do and how to spray this and then vacuum it off. At least that's how I'm figuring out it's working for me. So I'll pick you guys up in a little bit. Alright, well, it's time to start putting the head back together. So, we're going to start with the valve stem steel. And I'm going to set you guys up on a time lapse. So enjoy it. This is going to be pretty satisfying and really cool to see all this go back into here. So, enjoy the time lapse.